Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Susan Malloy of Silver Lady Stamping. And as you can see, I have a St. Patrick's Day Shamrock card for you today. And this is a card that I cased from Jennifer McGuire, who is another demonstrator that posts videos online. And she calls it a box pop-up card. And that's because this is like an easel card, and it has a box on the front, and it folds flat so that you can mail it. Folds lovely and flat, but then it pops up, right? Pops up and like that, as it stands up like an easel card. And then you have these pieces on the front that kind of stand, it's like it stands up separately. It's not tacked down. So cute. And I did mine, I used different designer series paper than what she used. So this is paper, this designer series paper is from Sunny Days, which is, I'll bring that in. That is free in the celebration brochure. I don't know if people have, if this is like a hidden gem or what, but this was the front pieces. It's featured in the celebration brochure. And I thought, oh, it's very nice, nothing that blew me away. But then I got to these pieces, and as you can see, they're already like cut up because I've been using a lot. So this is fantastic. I just love this. Just love this one. And I've used it for some Valentine's card, but it's floral, and so you can use it pretty much for anything. So I'm going to probably make some Mother's Day cards with it. I just absolutely love it. And then this paper blew me away as well because it's Shaded Spruce. Again, it's floral paper, but I immediately thought I'm going to make St. Patrick's Day cards with this paper. And that's what I'm doing. And there's some other really pretty papers in this pack. I love this. Some fruit. We always have fruit in the catalog. And cherries. And just such pretty paper. It's gorgeous. Really ecstatic over it. So I'm going to set that aside just so you know where I got the paper. You can get it. You can get it in the celebration catalog, but it is only going to be available until let me see, till February 29th. And then after that, it's going to be gone. All right, so I just need to pull out one piece, which is the piece that I need for the front. Let me see, I may need to cut that. Okay. Move these over. And so the way this is going to go is it's a tent card. So you're going to use a piece of Shaded Spruce, and you're going to cut it in 4 1/4 by 11. It's 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2 right across the middle. And I'll put the measurements below, so don't have to worry about remembering anything. So I'll have everything below, so you can just follow that. And then you're going to need a piece of, if you have the Sunny Days pack, then you can use that, or use whatever you might have. And this is a piece that measures the typical 5 1/4 by 4. So, and then the back side is rainbows. And I used that side for another card. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some other cards that I made that didn't require any kind of a St. Patrick's Day sentiment or dies, just as this one. So if you don't have St. Patrick's Day sentiments or dies. You can create your own, you can still create a card as I did. And all right, so now that I just wanted to make sure I tack that down because that's an important first step before we create the box for the card. Oh, I got to grab my trimmer. Okay, so the way that we're going to do the box, and I'll show you how we make the shamrock. Let's see. For the box, you need you need a piece of shaded spruce, and you're going to cut it at. Let me see. I'm just going to cut this at 5 inches. By 4 1/4. It already measures 4 1/4. Okay, and then on the 5-inch side, you're going to score it at 3/4. Let me do this. 3/4. And let's see, 1 3/4. 3 1/4. And 4 1/4. Again, I'm going to have the measurements below, so don't worry about it. You'll be able to refer back to all of the measurements as you're making it. Oh, got to grab my bone folder. All right, I'm just going to give it a little burnish with my bone folder. Now, this is not a box that you are going to adhere the edges together. You're not going to be folding it like we normally would with a box, because when you do that, you'll see it's not a box anymore, is it? It's not shaped like a box. The edges come together, but the way that it will adhere to the card, you're not going to make the box and then adhere it. This is how it's going to go. You're going to adhere one end. So you have two ends that are really identical, so it doesn't matter which side you use, but you're going to take one of the ends, right? Fold it over. You're going to put some adhesive there, and then you're going to line up the folded edge with the bottom of the card, right? So you would have it like this. Put your adhesive right on the edge. There we go. Now flip it over. Line up that folded edge on the bottom edge of the card. And then just press it down. And you have the beginning of the box. So now it'll look like that. And then we'll put some adhesive on this top edge too. And then when you fold it down to adhere it to the card, just the way you'll know where to line it up, just line up the edge with the edge of, see how you can see the designer series paper. Now when I line up the edges with the bottom edge of, you see it lines it up perfectly, and you end up with a perfect box. Okay, so again, just put that on the other edge and line it up with the bottom edge. I'm just going to lay it down so I can get a better grip on it. And then press down. I'm going to use my bone folder to just make sure that the adhesive has really adhered. And then you have your little box. So now would be a good time to just fold it and make sure that it is in fact folding flat. And if you need to, I just felt a little bit of give, and so I'm just giving it another, just making sure that it's going to lay flat when I go to mail it. So give it, fold it one way, and then fold it the other way, flat this way, just to make sure it is flat. And if it's not, just give it a press with your bone folder and it should fall right back into place. All right, now let's see. I am going to use now for my example card, I used a mat of Shaded Spruce and then a mat of white. But I decided for this card, I am going to use a mat of Old Olive Glimmer paper. And this pack also contains Berry Burst and then a piece of white Glimmer paper. Now this Glimmer paper is not going to be available for purchase unless you're a demonstrator until March 5th. Now demonstrators, I have been able to purchase it since about a week ago or so. But customers will not be able to purchase it until March 5th. But this is such pretty glimmer paper. If you don't have glimmer paper, you can use the Shaded Spruce. But this is just so, so pretty. So this is going to measure 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. And then for the white layer, let's see, do I have another piece here? I might. The white layer is going to be 3 1/2. No, that's not quite right. I may have to use one of my layers. All right, 3 1/2 by 2 1/4, which is just 1/4 of an inch smaller than the glimmer paper mat. So it should fit nicely with a little bit of a border all the way around. And I'm going to just go ahead and adhere it down. You know, anytime you can add a little bit of glimmer to your cards, it just kind of takes it up a notch. Okay. Now, let's see. I am going to, I think before I adhere it, because we're going to, oh, that didn't really stick all that well. I don't think I gave it enough time. I think it's the fact that it's getting tacked down onto glimmer paper. So I have adhesive on my fingers. Before I tack this down onto the card base, I'm going to do the shamrock. So the beauty of the shamrock, oh, where did I put them? Is I did not have a shamrock die set. What I used was the Give It a Whirl dies, which I did have right in front of me, but I have seemed to have moved it. And oh, here they are. I got them. So the Give It a Whirl dies have these heart dies, which you can use to make shamrock. So I used this one, the large one. Right. So I die cut 3 from Shaded Spruce and 3 from the Sunny Days Designer Series paper. All right, so if you have the Give It a Whirl dies, you have the heart die that you can make a shamrock with. So easy. So the way it will go is you just lay them end to end and you end up with a shamrock. Is that awesome or what? It's so cute. And then we're going to put these on top, but we're going to fold them in half to make them pop up. Oops. So just fold these in half. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring this mat back and we're going to, and it's okay if it's off the mat because you're going to have plenty of room. So I'm going to just, before I adhere anything, I want to lay these down and see how I want them to look. So I know they're going in the right direction. And I think I want to, so I have to be mindful of the stem that I want to add to it. And the stem, let's see, I'm going to just take a piece of Shaded Spruce and just cut a little stem. Which will go kind of like that. You just freestyle cut it. You don't need anything fancy. All I did was take it and I cut it at an angle. You can see it against the white. Just cut it in that direction, just so you have an angle cut on it. All right, and I think that's how I want it. Okay, now I'm just going to pick them up one at a time and then just adhere it down. Oops. And then that way I know I'm putting it generally where I want them to go. Okay, and I'm just going to put a tiny amount of adhesive on the back of this one. And then I'm going to lay down my other pieces. So these are the folded pieces, and I'm just going to put a little tiny, I can make it tiny, glue right along the edge, the folded edge. That's the only place you want to put the glue. You don't want to put the glue anywhere else on the folded piece, just along the fold, because you want it to pop up, make it 3D. Okay, which I think gives it such a cute look. Now I put my stem down first before I adhered these, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. You can put it over the top as well, because I've done that and it'll look just fine. Okay, last one. already looking so cute. Look at that. So how they, see how nice they pop up? I don't want to push them too much because I know the glue is still drying, but you know, now you end up with a very 3D piece. All right, so I'm going to bring back the card, and the way that you're going to determine where to tack this down is you're going to line it up with the top of the, let's see, you can either do it at the top of the designer series paper or the top of the card, but because you know, when you unfold it or open the box, it's going to be farther down. But when you fold it for mailing, keep in mind that you don't want it placed so that, let's say that you had it higher up, right? And then you go to fold it and now it's sticking up over the top of the card and now it's too big to go into the envelope. So you want to line it up and you know, just at the top. So I'm going to put some adhesive just on the bottom. You don't want to put any at the top of this piece because remember, it's going to float. So you don't want it tacked down to the back. All right, so now that I have my adhesive on the bottom, I'm going to line up the top with the top of the designer series paper and then just press down. And then when it opens up, now it's floating. Cool, right? Isn't that awesome? I just love this. I just think it's such a great card, especially since, not all of us have St. Patrick's Day stamp sets or dies, and this is a great way to make it as long as you have some heart dies. Now, for the word lucky, I used some pool party paper and then the alphabet a la mode dies. You know, the dies. Alphabet a la mode. And I also used Stampin' Up's adhesive sheets. Now you get 12 sheets in a pack, and each of the sheets is scored into 3 sections. And you would just peel it back. Oops, sorry. Peel it back, and then the adhesive part is right here, and you put your cardstock on the sticky part, and then you would run it through your die cutting machine. Now, sometimes you only need a small piece. If you're only die cutting one small piece, then you would just lay your small piece of cardstock on there, then cut that piece out. So what I did is I took a length of a piece of pool party, and I laid it on top of the sticky part, and then tore it off and ran it through, and then laid the dies on top, because on the back is the adhesive sheet. Lay your dies on it and run it through your die cutting machine. So I did that. And I have my letters. And that way, because these are very thin letters, and putting adhesive on them is messy and complicated. So I thought it would be easier just to take your pick tool. It fell off. I thought it would be just easier to take the paper off the back and have it already be adhered. All right, so I'm going to just try to get the adhesive off. There we go. And then just lay it on my project. Let's see. Yeah, that makes it just so much easier. But if you don't have that, then you can just use a very light hand with your adhesive and just give small dabs, or you can use your silicone craft mat and a craft sponge. So squeeze some liquid adhesive onto your silicone craft mat, which is available through Stampin' Up, and use just a craft sponge of some kind, like one of those orange craft sponges, and dab it into the liquid glue, and then dab it onto the back of the letters. And that way you'll be able to control how much adhesive goes onto it, and you won't be squeezing it on and getting the glue everywhere. So that's just another tip. Just a couple of ways to adhere your pieces without making, too much of a mess and getting the glue all over yourself or on your project. Okay, just one more. Oop, keeps popping out. Okay, this is going to give me a little trouble. Oh, there it goes. It can be getting the adhesive paper, the release paper on the back off can be a little tricky. Okay. Here you have the card. How cute is that, right? Somebody getting that is going to absolutely love it, and they're going to think you are the most clever person. Now, I'm not going to do the inside, but I'm going to show you what I did with the inside. So for the inside, I die cut some of the smaller hearts from the Give It a Whirl dies, and I created a 4-leaf clover. Now, this is not something you have to do, but I decided I thought that would be nice. Again, using the Sunny Days Designer Series paper. And then for the inside, I decided that I would use Sending Sunshine and Rainbows, since rainbows are also part of St. Patrick's Day, and that's on the Kindest Expressions stamp set, and I used that one. And then I did that because the sentiment is so large. I decided to put another piece on the inside at the top to be able to write a sentiment. So that's the reason I have two inside layers. But that's so cute, isn't it? I just love it. Let me just show you a few of the other St. Patrick's Day cards that I've made. Let's see. And this one, again, using the Sending Sunshine and Rainbow. So this rainbow paper is, in fact, also from Sunny Days Designer Series paper. And I added a shamrock from the same paper. But that's just a very simple one. Added some ribbon just across the front. Just made a very, very simple card. I haven't even finished the inside yet. I just wanted to show you where I am on it. And this sentiment label is from Poetic Expressions, which is the one that has the hummingbird. And in that die set, oh, hold on, I got it right here. Let me just show you. No sense telling you about it when I can show you, right? So this is the stamp set, the coordinating stamp set. And then this is the Thoughtful Expressions dies. And these, look at all those sentiment labels. Fantastic. So great. I love that. So I used the largest one for this. That's that one. I also made this one, the Luck of the Irish, using, again, the Sunny Days Designer Series paper, this backing and this, along with the old olive glimmer paper that we just used, and a strip of Pool Party that goes across the front. Now for the lettering, I used, let's see, the delightfully eclectic Designer Series paper, which has, let's see, I got it right down here in the front, this paper that has all the letters on it. And all I did was just cut around. I just used my scissors to just cut around the letters that I needed to spell out Luck of the Irish. And then I just used a pen to give myself an apostrophe. And then I put a mini dimensional on the back of each one, and to give it a little, to pop it up a little bit. And I said, so again, this is not any, St. Patrick's Day stamp set. I just used what I had. And then I used some glitter sequins. Let's see, what is it called? They're called, oh, I put them some, oh, here they are right here. These adhesive back glitter sequins. So I used some of these right here, right on the edge, just to give it a little decoration. And then again, I used Sending Sunshine and Rainbows, and I put a mat of Shaded Spruce underneath it. That's that one. And then this last one, I used Glorious Gingham Designer Series paper, which is in the catalog. I also used more of the sentiment labels from the Thoughtful Expressions. So I used these. I used 2 different sizes. Let's see, there is, now I can't remember, Best of Luck. There is a stamp set that we have that says Best of Luck. So I decided to just put that on there, and again, use the Sunny Days Designer Series paper and the smaller hearts from Give It a Whirl dies, and then some Parakeet Party twine to finish it off, and then the the sequins, these sequins, adhesive back glitter sequins, which I thought was cute. And for the inside, I have a sentiment of sending love and best wishes. Again, I can't remember exactly which stamp set it was, but I was trying to find stamp sets that might be appropriate for a St. Patrick's Day card. So that's all of what I've been making for St. Patrick's Day. I hope you liked them. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll give this card a little a try. And again, I want to just give another shout out to Jennifer McGuire for her inspiration in designing the basic card, and that I just ended up making a little bit of changes to it to make it my own. So I want to thank you again for tuning in, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.